Hey, Shalom. This is the brother Bai. You're back here once again. Before I get started, like always, I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rachahakwadash. Double honors to my teachers, the elder apostles of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the hopeful elect. I want to start over here in Genesis, the second chapter, and I want to go down to verse. Of course, this is talking about the creation, when the Lord, the Most High, Yahweh commanded the Allahayim, the angels, to finish out his blueprint, to complete his blueprint, and create man. All right. And after the Lord created man, this is what the Lord said in Genesis chapter 2, verse 18. And the Lord power said, "It is not good that man should be alone. I will make him a helpmeet for him." Now, when the Lord said it's not good for man to be alone, and he said, "I will make a helpmeet for him," that's when you continue to read, and it goes into the Lord creating the woman for the man to be his helpmeet. So I'm going to title this lesson, it's not good for man to be alone, but I'm not going to focus on men needing women. I'm going to focus on the fact that men need wisdom more than anything. All right. In the beginning of wisdom is the fear of the Lord, right? Without wisdom, a man is nothing. We live in a time where men base their whole existence and their whole value and worth on what they can do for a woman, the things they may need to attain or get the woman that they desire to have. But a lot of men do not care about what the Lord requires for them, what the Lord wants for them. They're so concerned with these women, all right, which the average woman in today's time is not a holy woman, all right. Majority of these women are not holy. They're the furthest thing from a holy woman, a godly woman, pursuant to Proverbs, the 31st chapter, to the book of Titus, all right. The book of Peter talks about how women should be, and these women have strayed far from that. But it's not good for men to be alone, because the scriptures say this. Let me get it. And this is in Sirach, the 33rd chapter, going into how to deal with a servant, but it tells you, basically teaching you how to deal with a slave or a servant. This is what this chapter goes into. But verse 27, Sirach chapter 33, verse 27, it says, "Send him to labor that he be not idle," talking about your servant, "for idleness teacheth much evil." And we are servants to the Lord, so you can apply this scripture to us, right? If a man is left alone and he has nothing occupying his mind or occupying his spirit, right? Idleness teacheth much evil. A man would do anything to fulfill his desires, his passions, his lusts, because he's bored, because he's not comforted, he doesn't have a purpose, he doesn't see the purpose in life, because he lacks wisdom. And the Lord clearly said over here in Luke, the 19th chapter, let's go down, Luke chapter 19, going into the parable. This is Luke chapter 19, verse 11. Let's read verse 11. And like I said, I'm really touching on the wisdom aspect, how men, if a man is alone in today's time and he wants to be a servant of the Lord, he needs wisdom. Because if you have wisdom, you won't be alone, all right? Wisdom is the word. Wisdom comes from the word, which is Yahweh Shai, pursuant to John 6:63. The words that he speaketh to us, they are spirit, they are life, all right? By the renewing of our mind, the washing of the word, that's the wisdom, that's the spirit, the Rachahakwadash, all right? That's the wisdom you want to attain. And then you won't feel alone, even if you don't have a physical woman. Yeah, you may be burning in your loins, you'll have those moments where you want to physically be with a woman, but if you have wisdom and you have the Spirit of the Lord with you, you're never truly alone. But over here in Luke the 19th chapter, verse 11, it says, "And as they heard these things, he added and spoke a parable, because he was nigh to Jerusalem, and because they thought that the kingdom of the Most High should immediately appear," right? That happened often when Yahushua was here the first time. The people thought the kingdom was going to come. His followers, the saints, thought the kingdom was going to come because Messiah, Hamashiach, came. But they didn't realize he would have to come as a lamb the first time and then come back as the Lion of Judah the next time, his second coming. Verse 12, it says, "And he said, therefore, a certain nobleman went into a far country to receive for himself a kingdom and to return." So the Lord Hamashiach Yahushua, we know that he returned back to the spiritual realm. All right, he ascended, but he also went to go prepare a place for us, the kingdom. The Lord said if he leaves us, he go to prepare a place for us so that we may also be with him. Right? Verse 13, "And he called his 10 servants and delivered them 10 pounds and said unto them, Occupy till I come." Right? Occupy until I come. The Lord wants us to occupy. He doesn't want us to be idle. That's why I brought out this scripture, right? To back up not being idle. Cause let's get this real quick. Etymology of occupy. When you go into the etymology of occupy, right, it says to take possession and retain or keep, also to take up space or room or time. So you want to take up your time, all right? You want to seize your time, take hold of your time, manage your time wisely with what? The wisdom you have, right? With wisdom comes not just the understanding of the parables and the precepts and the wisdom of the scriptures, but with wisdom comes learning how to be a man, learning how to take care of your responsibilities, learning how to focus on what's important, get your diet in order, all right, getting your health in order, all right, staying fit, exercising, all right, learning history, attaining, knowledge of the times of history and the present, and prophecies, being occupied in the prophecies, all right, and just learning, just continue to learn about life with the wisdom that the Lord has put upon you, and that's how you occupy, man, right? Because it's not good for man to be alone, but who do you want to be with you? Because a woman is not going to save you. It's Hamashiach Yahushua that's going to save you. And the Lord said, if you allow him in, he shall sup with you. Well, when he comes to sup with you, this is what you shall desire to have. This is because even King Solomon, before he got the throne, he prayed for wisdom. He didn't pray for, even though he had all those women, he didn't pray for the wives. He prayed for the wisdom. Right? This is Proverbs chapter 3, and let's start at verse 13. It says, "Happy is the man that findeth wisdom." See, it doesn't say happy is a man that gets a whole bunch of women. All right? Happy is the man that findeth wisdom. And plus, wisdom is likened as a woman in the scriptures anyways. Right? We're going to read it. "Happy is the man that findeth wisdom, and the man that getteth understanding." Right? The scriptures say, with all thy getting, get understanding. Because you can get more knowledge, but you don't have understanding of what you're reading, or, how you should apply it to your life. There's many people that can quote the scriptures, but they don't have understanding of the scriptures, or what it truly means to be a servant of the Lord, to fear the Lord, to fight day in and day out, to be better for the Lord and for yourself in this ministry, in this work, as being a Hebrew Israelite, all right, coming back into your heritage. Verse 14, "For the merchandise of it is better than the merchandise of silver, and the gain thereof than fine gold." So wisdom is better than silver and gold. And none of us have had real silver or real gold. Verse 15, she is more precious than ruby. See, the Lord calls wisdom she, you know, she is more precious than rubies, and all the things thou can desire are not to be compared to her. So think of the perfect woman you will want to have. Think of the perfect palace you will want to have. Think of, the perfect vehicle you will want to have. Think of the perfect land you will want to live on. Nothing can be compared with wisdom, because wisdom is what leads to all those things in the first place, right? So if you're alone, this is what you should desire to have, the wisdom of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Right, verse 16, it says, length of days is in her right hand, and in her left hand riches and honor. See, if your wisdom teaches you how to live longer, right? Wisdom teaches you how to attain riches and honor. All right, the scriptures tell us that we are going to receive fame, we're going to receive glory, we're going to receive a throne, and there's a way to that. All right, having the wisdom and the understanding of the journey and the path that you have to take to get to that, right? How do we get the length of days? How do we reach immortality? How do we reach an eternal salvation? The wisdom of the scriptures teaches that. Verse 17, her ways are ways of pleasantness, and all her paths are peace. This wisdom gives you a sense of peace with the understanding. All right, it comforts you. That's the spirit, the Ruach HaKodesh, the word. It comforts you. It's the comforter. It gives you a sense of peace when these people in the world are so erratic, emotional, irrational. They act off their emotions. They're hasty. They're rash because they have no peace. They're not comforted. So when they get stressed out, when they're depressed, when they're oppressed, they lash out. But us, we revert back to the scriptures. We revert back to the word. We revert back to the wisdom that has been blessed upon us, all right, gifted to us. Verse 18, it says, she is a tree of life to them that lay hold upon her, and happy is everyone that retaineth her. So the tree of life, which we're going to partake of in the kingdom of heaven, is just more wisdom, the perfect wisdom of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Verse 19, the Lord by wisdom hath founded the earth, by understanding hath he established the heavens. All right. By his knowledge the depths are broken up, and the clouds drop down the dew. My son, let not them depart from thine eyes. Keep sound wisdom and discretion. Yeah, so, that's the point. Man should not be alone. Man should be accompanied by wisdom, right? I think that's what I'm gonna title it. Man should not be alone. Man should be accompanied by wisdom. So, Lord willing, this was edifying. Until the next time I say, Shalom.